The highest point in 2025 Onstage is Brad Garlinghouse. According to recent reports, Brad Garlinghouse stated that XRP might receive 14% of Swift's trade. To confirm that what you claimed was accurate, I had to do some research, and it is. I'll provide you with all the evidence. There will also be more updates regarding the tokenization of US Treasury securities. At the conclusion of the film, tokenized US Treasuries go live on the XRP ledger, and developers currently using Ripple can access a brand new version. We also discussed developments with the Genius Act, which would govern stable coinage in the United States. We ought to find out more about Singapore's current situation. I've seen Brad laugh like that before, Anders X, the speaker, states. It was amusing that the most recent instance was in. Here is a video footage of Brad on stage before the lawsuit and all that transpired. In it, Brad is seen saying, "I would buy the all the money XRP joke coin if I had." That's it. Whoa, it's time to finish your assignment. I apologize for the joke. Nevertheless, since it appears that 25 of the crowd simply went online and purchased all of the money, I believe this to be acceptable. I was kidding, so don't do it. Let me in first. What's happening? I misplaced the... Alright, so Brad is grinning more as they discuss meme coins on stage. They appear to be enjoying themselves immensely during this event. If you witnessed this live, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know how this went for you. Based on Ripple XDev's story, it appears to have been a lot of fun. Many people, in my opinion, are unaware of the tremendous momentum that will be generated when the biggest economy in the world begins to embrace new concepts and cryptocurrencies. This is Brad Garlinghouse on Apex 2025's main stage. I find the profound energy of Singaporean and Southeast Asian entrepreneurs to be incredibly potent. I believe adoption will pick up even more speed, and this region will continue to lead and perform well. This is due to the fact that many other nations view the US as a model for managing regulations. I believe that many people are unaware of the amount of energy that will be produced once the regulators retire. New crypto concepts are finally accepted by the world's largest economy. It's really significant, and it gets better. After this one, I'll make a movie about it. We discussed this topic on this channel last year, and Bank of America is now pursuing their own stablecoin. I mentioned that since banks like Bank of America already operate with Ripple, I assumed they would use it to launch a stablecoin, but that isn't what we currently know. As far as we are aware, Bank of America is proceeding with their own stablecoin. I had assumed that the technology I would discuss in that film would surprise us. I don't want to venture too deep into the woods, but I followed instructions and checked it up after hearing that I couldn't locate a movie about it. According to Brad Garlinghouse, who recently spoke at Apex 2025, XRP may capture 14% of the Swiss market within the next 5 years. Since that's the simplest method for me to verify, I wanted to make it difficult to determine whether this was true. I said, did Brian Brown and your guard really say that? For that reason. This has been covered by a number of credible financial and cryptocurrency news sources. Garlinghouse stated following the event that Ripple is concentrating on cross-border payment liquidity solutions. Because of this, XRP is a rival to the conventional Swift messaging system. Nonetheless, I checked into it after someone claimed in a tweet that the price would increase to $500 if Ripple could obtain this, but I couldn't discover any. I questioned what that might signify for XRP's price, as they said that it could capture 14% of the global Swift volume. Remember that AI isn't flawless, it gathers data from a variety of sources. That is something to consider. This is it. Swift will send $5 trillion every day, or around $700 billion or 14% of Ripple's on-demand liquidity option. Since XRP is primarily utilized as a stopgap currency, users are not required to keep it on hand for extended periods of time. Relationships between volume and market capitalization are frequently discussed. The general consensus is that 5 to 10% of daily transactions will be converted into tokens in a short period of time. According to GPT analysts, the price will increase by 15%. 15% of the daily total of $750 billion. What is $75 billion? This indicates that XRP's market value is probably in the range of $750 billion to $1.5 trillion. Accordingly, a chat or GPT would cost between $12 and $25, although other people such as those in Reddit groups believe that it may cost hundreds of dollars. I'm not sure. I suppose it will be where it is in 10 years, if Ripple begins to remove that much traffic from the Swift system. In 15 years, will it receive 30%, 40%? How much room will there be in 5 years?
We aren't considering this either. Additionally, you must be aware of the XRP system's stable currency. There will be more stable coins produced. US bonds that have been tokenized are now active on the XRP ledger. This feature is brand new. If we could use XRP and all of this other stuff, the XRP record will reflect the volume and value of those stable coins that will add value in the form of stocks, bonds, real estate debt, tokens, and some sort of DeFi solutions that were also going to assist prices rise over time. Although the exact amount of the payment is uncertain, AI estimates that it might range from as little as $10 to $25 or as much as several $100s. Since it discusses how tokenization is no longer merely a concept for white papers and pilot projects, I'm having Cass release this video today. According to a recent analysis by Boston Consulting Group and Ripple, it will instead result in new concepts for the global financial system. By 2033, fixed assets will be transformed into programmable, adaptable tools through asset tokenization, creating room for $19 trillion markets. Keep in mind that if there is a market cap multiplier of any kind, we can obtain a complete $1 trillion in real value on the XRP ledger. People are beginning to fear that they may lose out on significant chances as a result of the various inflows that we are witnessing, which range from 10 million to 50 million. Because some cryptocurrency assets aren't as liquid as many believe, 40 or 50 million can cause the market capitalization of XRP to fluctuate by 10 or 20 billion hours. We could reach $25 trillion, $5 or $100 trillion with a genuine dollar worth 1 or 2 trillion. We don't know how much of an impact that will have at first, but I believe that eventually there will be so much money in it that $1 trillion added or taken out won't make a difference. It's evident that the same multiplier effect applies to Bitcoin and all of these other currencies, which is incredibly interesting to see. You may now purchase and sell short-term US government bonds on the XRP, and the future is real. Platform. It's known as OSG. One of the most dependable real-world currencies on the blockchain is now available to more organizations. The enterprise-grade stablecoin RLUSD from Ripple, which makes minting and redeeming RLUSD simple, makes this possible. Will these large banks and other financial institutions produce their own secure coinage as well? Although real-world asset tokenization is still relatively new, Ando Finance appears to be at the forefront of this trend. It makes sense that they would want a blockchain system if they have a lot of money coming in and going out. I wouldn't be shocked to hear more about that in the years to come. The first tokenized security to garner significant notice was the USG. With greater backing for the XRP and more than $1.3 billion in TVL, it remains one of the largest tokenized treasury products available.